The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
In the wake of the brushback that the administration was given yesterday, here is what President Obama said his future plans are on this.
With respect to the ruling, I disagree with it. I think the law is on our side and history is on our side. And we are going to appeal it. We will be prepared to implement this fully as soon as the legal issues get resolved.
He seems undeterred.
Well, that has been the nature of the Obama presidency from day one. You know, it's interesting. He says the law is on his side. There's at least one person who calls himself a legal scholar who disagrees, and his name is Barack Obama. 22 times President Obama has admitted he doesn't have the authority to issue unilateral amnesty. 22 times he says the Constitution doesn't allow it. He said this is not a monarchy. That's his quote.
That's a fact.
And then after the last election, he said, never mind, and issued it anyway.
I want the viewers to know that is a fact, and the administration continues to deny it and fail to explain it and try to tell us it's not a fact, but it is a fact that is yet to be explained, and we'll see whether that has an impact on the courts. But in the meantime, the administration is fighting back on the merits as well, saying to people like you who disagree with his action, they want to go back to, you know, the mom. They talk about, this is the president today, we should not be tearing some mom away from a child when the child has been born here and the mom has been living here minding her own business. He says to pretend like we are just going to ship these folks off is not who we are.
Look, the president can make policy arguments, and the place to make them is to Congress. And when it comes to immigration reform, I think there's a lot of common ground. I think outside of Washington, there is overwhelming bipartisan agreement that we've got to get serious about securing the borders and stopping illegal immigration. I think there's also substantial bipartisan agreement outside of Washington that we need to improve and streamline legal immigration so we remain a nation that welcomes.
The president says he waited and waited and waited, couldn't wait any longer. You guys didn't do it. You didn't do it fast enough.
Well, he does say that, Megan, but his definition is you have to do what he says. It's my way or the highway. And our Constitution was designed to force compromise. And you're right. Congress didn't give the president everything he wants, and under our system of checks and balances, that doesn't mean the president can unilaterally ignore federal law and ignore the Constitution. You know, this district court opinion, it's a 50-page opinion, which I would encourage anyone interested in the law to read this opinion because it's a careful, scholarly opinion. And one of the things it points out is the president has claimed, rather absurdly, that the basis of his authority is, quote, prosecutorial discretion, that he's simply choosing not to prosecute 4.5 million people here illegally. But what the district court concluded quite rightly is they're doing far more than that. The administration is printing work authorizations. It is affirmatively acting in contravention of federal law. Basically what it's doing is counterfeiting immigration documents because the work authorizations it's printing are directly contrary to the text of federal law. And it is dangerous
that is what
when the president ignores federal law.
He talked about how the law mandates that these illegally present individuals must be removed, and that what the administration is doing here is affirmatively saying exactly the opposite to the DHS.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.